All right, so the third card on the list is Discover. Yes, the Discover card is the third card that I received. I got this card in December 2015, which is about 8 months after I got my first Secure card and 6 months after I got my Capital One card. Now, one thing you will notice is once you start actually obtaining credit and establishing some form of credit worthiness, you will receive offers in the mail. Some of them not even going to be worth the paper that they print on, but others will be. And this Discover card actually happened to be a really good card for me. Like I said, I got the offer in December, and around that time, I had picked up a second job, UPS, an overnight shift. I was like a seasonal worker. So I was getting extra, $18, $19 an hour. And that kind of fluffed up my overall income. And I was able to start off with a $4,000 bonus. Changed the game for me because remember, I started off with a $1,500 Secure credit card. Then Capital One gave me like $700, and then here I am, $4,000. At this point, I didn't know anybody who would let me borrow $4,000. Now I will say, to the date of this writing, this same card right here, yes, it's 21,000 limit right now. Yeah, 21,000, and this is just all natural. This isn't even me organically part of self. This is organically. This isn't me altering the process, right? Because there's ways that you could do it, and I'm gonna make more videos about that. But the reality of the situation is I went from 4,000 to 21,000 in just 7 years, which is nice. I could teach you how to do it in just 2 years, but this is just my journey. This isn't your credit journey. This is my journey. And from my journey, you're going to learn and you're not going to make the mistakes and you're going to take some shortcuts. So first and foremost, the best thing I like about this is when I received the offer, it said 0% interest for a year. Now, I know what 0% means. This means that if you loan me $100, 12 months from now, I only owe you $100. I like the way that sounds, right? So what did I do? At the point in time, I wanted a Mac computer and they were like $1,200. So I was like, didn't really want to pay over $1,000 for a laptop, but I figured if I only had to pay $100 a month, this was easy. So this was one of the main reasons why I accepted the offer and why I actually own a MacBook to the date of this writing is because I spent $100 a month and I used that 0% interest. Now, here's the thing. After my first year, I got introduced to something called a balance transfer. No, actually, I didn't get introduced to something called... Actually, I did get introduced to something called a balance transfer. But we're going to deal with that in the next video because that's more talking about this card than that card. But anyway, this is all about Discover. I like Discover because Discover gives you increases. They'll just give you increases. If you've been consistent paying it and your credit score is thriving, they're just going to give you an increase. You're going to look up one day and you're going to go from 4,000 to 6,000. This is what happened to me. I swear, every time another credit card gave me more money, Discover gave me even more money. I went from 4,000 to 6, from 6 to 8, from 8 to 11, from 11 to 13, 13 to 15, 5. I don't believe I asked for an actual increase until I got to 20. And the reason why I asked for an increase is because this is another good thing I love. This is what I really love about Discover. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You can take money off this card and transfer it into your checking account. Yeah, let that sink in. Let that sink in. You can take money off a Discover credit card and transfer it to your banking account, your checking account, your bank account. Yeah. So you run up 21,000, you can take 21,000 and transfer. Now, clearly, the offer has to be available. However, if you utilize this card responsibly, they will offer you balance transfers. What I've also learned, and I haven't experienced it myself, but this is something that I plan to study because it's going to be very beneficial to individuals like yourself. And I want all my family and all my friends to have all of the sauce. But they got something called credit checks. I believe they call credit checks. And they call balance transfer checks. See, look, you gotta come right. Balance transfer checks. And basically what they are is it's a check that you can just make out to yourself. And you write the check out to yourself and then you can just go cash it. Or you can rock with Discover and Discover just transfer it and you don't even got to worry about none of that. So, I mean, you got options, but I really like Discover. I'm actually going to get another Discover card because they got a card that is specifically for balance transfers. But see, when it comes to balance transfers, I actually like to wait until I got like a balance that I need to transfer, because the beautiful thing is you can borrow money and buy things that you need for very, very low interest rates. That's what I like, because a balance transfer is usually 3 to 5%. So let's say you want to buy a new car, right? And this is actually what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about this car next. If you want to buy a car and you need a down payment, guess where you can get your down payment from? Wait, 21,000, you get the 21,000, guess where you can buy the car at? You can buy the car. Yeah, you just buy it. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you can actually get a car refinanced after you already own it, but that is something I'm going to look into, because if you think about it, you get a 0% offer for 12 months or 18 months. Swipe the whole car on your card, right? So now let's say you make a little $300-$400 payment every month. And that is actually going towards the car, but it's 0%. You're not paying no interest for the first 12 months. Or you're not paying no interest for the first 18 months. And then after that 18 months, you go to somebody and you refinance with them. And maybe they refinance for you. Maybe they could do it. I don't know if it could be done. But my journey so far has been everything I said up to the car part.